welcome to today's class, 8th part of the coordinate geometry, and we are going to derive some results. Those already we have used in problems, but we are getting them as in the form of results. Either you can use them or you can do directly the problems. The statement is result 1. If Px comma y lies on the line joining of A x1 y1 B x2 y2, then we will get x1 minus x by x minus x2 equal to y1 minus y by y minus y2, and the ratio in which P divides AB is x1 minus x is to x minus x2, or the same ratio is equal to y1 minus y is to y minus y2. Okay, for that what we are doing and how we will proceed is just they given that here A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 are the line joining of 2 points, right? And you have here now P x comma y is a point which divides we don't know the ratio. That ratio we need to get that as like this, right? And let us take that ratio as usual. Let us take that ratio as lambda is to 1, like this, right? Now we know that it is dividing it in the ratio internally in the lambda is to 1, means we have got now Px comma y. This is equal to, right, lambda x2, right? Okay, we will be getting that as lambda x2 mx2. M means here lambda, n is 1 into x1, like this, by lambda plus 1 comma lambda y2 plus 1 into y1 by lambda plus 1, like this. We have like this, right? Now you see, dear students, we now equate their corresponding coordinates, because Px comma y is nothing but is equal to this coordinate. That's why what we do is, now let us equate their corresponding x coordinate abscissas. This is what lambda x2 plus x1 by lambda plus 1, right? And in the same way we equate the corresponding y coordinate. That is nothing but y is equal to lambda y2 plus y1 by lambda plus 1, like this, right? Now let us get this ratio. See, this is what we need to prove. The ratio as this, and this is what the ratio. Now what we do is here just do the cross multiplication. We got this. From this we try to get the lambda value, right? Here also we do the cross multiplication. If we do the cross multiplication, this is nothing but x lambda plus x. That is what lambda x plus x is equal to lambda x2 plus x1, right? And this is, now we will take all lambdas one side, like lambda x minus lambda x2 equal to x1 minus x. Now lambda you take common, x minus x2 equal to x1 minus x. That means lambda is equal to x1 minus x by x minus x2, right? In the same way, the y coordinate we equated, and if you do the cross multiplication part, we get that lambda y plus y is equal to lambda y2 plus y1, right? Now lambda y minus lambda y2 is equal to y1 minus y, right? Now if you take lambda common, y minus y2 is equal to y1 minus y, we have got like this. Now lambda is equal to y1 minus y by y minus y2. Therefore, my dear students, you observe that here we got the ratio lambda is nothing but what we know is m by n, right? And that ratio we have got it as x1 minus x by x minus x2. That is equal to, however, here this is also equal to lambda. We can write it as y1 minus y by y minus y2. Therefore, the ratio we have got, my dear students, the ratio is, now we proved the equating of these two, and also m is to n, that ratio, that is nothing but, okay, lambda is to 1. However, that is x1 minus x is to x minus x2, or y1 minus y is to y minus y2. In this beautiful way we have got this result. Either you know how to do these problems finding of the ratio manually, or you can use this direct formula to get our problems. You can use this as a result and you can do the problem such that you can get nicely many problems how to find the ratio. If you want to find the ratio, they will be giving x1 y1 x2 y2, then you can immediately get in competitive examination. This you can use as a shortcut. That means x1 minus x is to x minus x2, right? If you want to find, they will be giving x1 y1 x2 y2 p x comma y also they will give, and you need to find the ratio. Means x1 minus x is to x minus x2 or y1 minus y is to y minus y2. Any of them you can use and get the ratio, right, when the points are given. The next result number 2, the ratio in which the x-axis divides the line joining of the points, right, x1 y1, okay, and x2 y2 is minus y1 is to y2. This also we did in the form of a problem. We know the procedure how to do. Now we are going to get this as a general result using our given generalized coordinates. But as problems we already did this type of problems. Now we will try to get this result, how it will be like that, of course. Now dear students, you know that this is what you are having here. This is the coordinate system coordinate plane. You have x-axis horizontal one and y-axis is the vertical one. You have like this, right? Once you have like this, let us take that, right? Okay, x1 y1, a x1 y1 we have like this here, and b x2 y2 we have, okay, this. Now the line joining of this is divided by x-axis in the ratio. Okay, the ratio we don't know that, we take it as we know that lambda is to 1, like this we will take, where lambda is nothing but m by n, like that. Therefore now let us try to get, and you know my dear students, on x-axis you know that any point will be in the form x comma 0, like this, right, x comma 0. Now we will try to get the y coordinate and equate to 0. From that we get the result, okay. Now the y coordinate of this point P, like this, the point P, y coordinate, you are going to get lambda y2 plus 1 into y1, okay, divided by lambda plus 1, that is equal to, you have y coordinate becomes 0. If you equate x coordinate, that will be equal to x, but we will not get anything out of it. That's why we equated the y coordinate with 0. Then you do, my dear students, just do the cross multiplication. You will get lambda y2 plus y1 is equal to 0 times of lambda plus 1, that is 0 you have, and that is equal to, now lambda is what you will get, minus y1 by y2, and that is nothing but the ratio m by n. Therefore my dear students, we have got and proved the result. Whenever line joining of the points a x1 y1 b x2 y2 divided by x-axis in the, okay, then the ratio, okay, we need to get that ratio. We can get directly as minus y1 by y2, this way. Now the next result, if the ratio is divided by y-axis, then what is the ratio? We are going to get it now. Now the third result, the ratio in which the y-axis divides the line joining of the points x1 y1 and x2 y2 is minus x1 is to x2. It is very similar to the previous result. Now this is what the graph, my dear students, we are having here. We have taken a point a x1 y1 and b x2 y2. You can take anywhere such that this line joining should divide by y-axis. That is what our major concern. And it is divided by y-axis. You know that any point on y-axis, x value becomes 0 and some y value you will be having like this. Now here in this situation, my dear students, this point P is dividing now in the ratio lambda is to 1, and that lambda we need to prove it as minus x1 is to x2. That is what our required thing. In the same fashion and the way we will do this, you please observe. Now let us equate that with the x coordinate. Like x coordinate is nothing but lambda x2 plus 1 into x1, okay, by lambda plus 1. This is what something like mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. Here m is lambda and n is 1, okay, that we equate to 0. And see my dear student, now we do the cross multiplication, then you will get lambda x2 plus x1 is equal to 0, right? Once you get this and we want to get the ratio lambda equal to, very nicely we'll get minus x1 by x2, and that is what the ratio m by n. In this way beautifully we got this result, and you can use this result for any type of problem in competitive examination in JEE mains and advanced anywhere, right? Now the fourth result, very important result. If D x1 y1, E x2 y2, F x3 y3 are the midpoints of the sides BC, CA, AB of AB respectively of triangle ABC, then okay, they given the midpoints, we need to get the vertices, right? Then we have got a direct formula. Let us derive that result. A is nothing but x2 plus x3, whose x coordinate, x2 plus x3 minus x1 comma y2 plus y3 minus y1, and b equal to x3 plus x1 minus x2 comma y3 plus y1 minus y2, and c is nothing but x1 plus x2 minus x3 comma y1 plus y2 minus y3. Now you see, dear students, we try to get this result, and it is very much useful. You can use in any competitive examination, right? Fine. Now you see how we are going to do this particular part, right? This is, now we have like something, see, triangle ABC we have here like this, triangle ABC like this. In this B, okay, D is the midpoint of BC, that is given it as x1 comma y1 like this, and E is given as the midpoint of CA. E is given as the midpoint of CA, and that is nothing but x2 comma y2 like this. D, E, F, F is the midpoint. Now you have, that is nothing but x3 comma y3, like x3 comma y3. This is what the information given to us like this, right? Fine. F x3 comma y3, that is what the information given to us. Now we have to get, right, the vertex A and vertex B, vertex C, like that, right? How we are going to get, you observe, my dear students, like we'll get this vertex A, B, C. Now we see, we have taken D, E, F like this, and A, B, C. We need to get those vertices. For our convenient purpose, we will take A as alpha 1 comma beta 1, and this one as something like right, alpha 2 comma beta 2, and C as alpha 3 comma beta 3. Now you know that in D, E, F are the midpoints of the triangle ABC, means D, E, F. If we join it, and you know one more thing by midpoint theorem, this one, this is line joining of this D, these two are midpoints, this will be parallel to this, and similarly this will be parallel to this, and similarly this is parallel to this. Therefore this is a parallelogram you are going to get. Once A, F, D, E, A, E, D, F is a parallelogram here, you know that the diagonals will bisect each other here like this. The diagonals will be bisect each other. That means midpoint of, right, midpoint of, you are going to get AD. Midpoint of AD is equal to midpoint of FE. Midpoint of FE like this, right? Fine. Now let us get midpoint of AD. That is nothing but alpha 1 plus x1 by 2 is equal to beta 1 plus y1 by 2, right? This is what the midpoint of AD. This is equal to midpoint of FE, right? Midpoint of FE is nothing but, you have got x3 plus x2 by 2 comma, right, and y3 plus y2 by 2, y3 plus y2 by 2 like this, right? You observe, my dear students, y3 plus y2 by 2 you have got like this. Now let us equate the corresponding things, like you have got alpha 1 plus x1 by 2 is equal to x3 plus x2 by 2 like this, and you have now, right, beta 1 plus y1 by 2 is equal to y3 plus y2 by 2 like this. Now this 2 will cancel, as you know that, and these two also will be cancelled. Now you see how we are going to get beautifully our result. Like now we know that alpha 1 plus x1 is equal to, we have got x2 plus x3 from this. Alpha 1, the x coordinate of vertex A, we will get this as x2 plus x3 minus x1. How wonderfully we got this. And similarly, you equate the other one like beta 1 plus y1. This is equal to y2 plus y3 or y3 plus y2. From this, beta 1 is equal to y2 plus y3 minus y1. Therefore, the vertex A, that is nothing but alpha 1 comma beta 1, that we have got it as x2 plus x3 minus x1 comma y2 plus y3 minus y1. How nicely we have got, you please observe, my dear students. See, very simply, in the same way we were going to get the other things also, we are going to do that now. See, now BDEF is a parallelogram. In the same way, BDEF is a parallelogram. In the same way, like this. BDEF is a parallelogram. Therefore, the diagonals will be bisecting each other in that also. If the diagonals are bisecting each other like this, see here now, this is what the midpoint of now what we are going to have. That means diagonals bisecting each other means midpoint of BE. This is what midpoint of BE is equal to, you are going to have midpoint of DF, midpoint of DF like this, right? Midpoint of BE equal to midpoint of DF. What is midpoint of BE? That is what alpha 2 plus x2 by 2 comma beta 2 plus y2 by 2. This is what midpoint of BE. That is equal to midpoint of DF. That is nothing but x1 plus x3 by 2 comma y1 plus y3 by 2. Now let us equate their corresponding x coordinates and y coordinates. That means their corresponding abscissas and ordinates. That means you are going to get alpha 2 plus x2 by 2 is equal to x1 plus x3 by 2 comma, you have now the other one beta 2 plus y2 by 2 is equal to y1 plus y3 by 2 like this. Now we can cancel these two, okay, in the denominator, right? From that we got alpha 2 equal to x1 plus x3 minus x2 and beta 2 equal to y1 plus y3 minus y2. Therefore, the vertex B is nothing but beautifully we have got alpha 2 comma beta 2, and that alpha 2 comma beta 2 we have got it as x1 plus x3 minus x2 comma y1 plus y3 minus y2, right? In that beautiful way we have got this, right? Fine. This way. Now in the same way we are going to get the vertex C. See, now C D F E is once again a parallelogram like that. Once this is a parallelogram, we know that here also the diagonals will bisect each other. Here that means the midpoint of CF is equal to midpoint of DE. This midpoint is equal because it is a parallelogram, the diagonals will bisect each other. Therefore, midpoint of CF is nothing but alpha 3 plus x3 by 2 comma beta 3 plus y3 by 2. This midpoint is equal to midpoint of, right, midpoint of D. That is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2 like this, right? Once we have got this like fine, what we do is, right, let us equate that their corresponding x coordinates and y coordinates. That is nothing but alpha 3 plus x3 by 2 is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2 comma beta 3 plus y3 by 2 is equal to y1 plus y2 by 2. This 2 and this will be cancelled. From this alpha 3 you have got it as x1 plus x2 minus x3, right? And beta 3 is y1 plus y2 minus y3. Therefore, the vertex C is nothing but alpha 3 comma beta 3, that is nothing but x1 plus x2 minus x3, right, comma y1 plus y2 minus y3. Now we can use directly this result whenever they give the midpoints to get the vertices. We did this problem manually in previous class by solving the equations. Now we can get this very easily, my dear students. You can easily, by this result, you can get a very easy way all these vertices. Now we have an important definition, that is harmonic conjugate. It's a very important for a competitive exam point of view. The points, what it is now we will clearly discuss. The points P comma Q which divide the line segment AB in the same ratio m is to n internally as well as externally are said to be harmonic conjugates of each other with respect to A and B. You see, my dear students, this is very simple to understand. Whenever we have got something like a line segment, see here, a line segment A you have and B you are having like this. Now, suppose P is a point, something, P is dividing this AB internally in the ratio m is to n, right? And we know external division. External division means what? The extended line segment. The extended line segment of AB, what you call? Okay, this in that part the point Q is dividing, right? Here, that means you see what we are going to have is AQ. AQ is m parts and BQ is nothing but n parts. That means, my dear students, here AP by PB is equal to m by n. That is, this is actually internal division. Now the external division means the point Q is dividing externally the line segment AB. That means it is present in the extended part of AB. That's why it is outside, whereas P is inside. That's why it is internal division. Q is outside of AB. That's why it is external division in the ratio. That means we have to take which point is dividing? Q is dividing. That's why AQ by BQ, that is equal to AQ by BQ, right? Now P and Q both what we call as the points P comma Q which divide AB internally in the ratio m is to n, and also Q is a point which divide AB externally in the ratio m is to n, then okay, are said to be this P comma Q are called harmonic conjugates of each other with respect to A and B. This is what a very important definition, you have to note it down. Here you see, my dear students, as we have discussed this, now there is one remark we have got. Once again, if we see P and Q dividing AB internally and externally in the ratio m is to n, that's why AP by PB equal to m by n, and that equal to AQ by QB. Remark 1, what we have here is, we called here P and Q are the harmonic conjugates of A and B. Then A and B are also called as harmonic conjugates of P and Q. They are vice versa, right? They are going to get vice versa. Like P and Q are the harmonic conjugates of A and B, means A and B are called the harmonic conjugates of P and Q. That means they maintain both relations equally. One implies the other and the other implies the other. The other implies this one, like P comma Q are harmonic conjugates of A and B, and A and B are the harmonic conjugates of P and Q. Vice versa, it will be true like that. Next we have remark 2, very important remark. We know that if P comma Q divide AB harmonically in the ratio m is to n, right? Then A comma B will divide PQ in the ratio m minus n is to m plus n, right? We know that already that P comma Q dividing AB line segment. This is what AB line segment, that is dividing in the ratio m is to n. Now P is the point you have and Q is the point you are having. Whenever the ratio is internal division, means you will get the ratio as positive, and when external division means the ratio you are going to get it as negative. That is only the indication you have to remember, right? Whenever point P divides internally, the line segment joining of any 2 points internally means the ratio you will get positive, and externally means you will get the ratio as negative. That means m is to minus n. Actually, we have to get. Okay, m is to minus n means that point is dividing. See here, m is to minus n means the point is dividing AB externally. Okay, if you remove minus, it means that okay, m is to n means internally. Minus means m is to minus n means it is external division. Whenever we mention external division and if you remove minus symbol, m is to n externally, meaning m is to n externally, right? This meaning is nothing but m is to minus n, like this. Whenever you don't mention external, if it mentioned m is to minus n, that means it is external division, right? Now, what it is very simple. We know that P comma Q divide AB harmonically in the ratio m is to n. That we know that. Then AB, A comma B will divide PQ. Now, this is what PQ you are having. This is the line segment. Now, this is the line segment means for this PQ, A is lying outside of PQ. A is lying outside of PQ means now A is dividing PQ line segment in the ratio m minus n. Why m minus n? You have got this total is m, right? This AQ by BQ, right? Okay, that is what you have got here. This is what total is m and BQ is nothing but what? Minus n. That's why m minus n you have got here. That's why now we have got this. Okay, the PQ is divided by A and B points in the ratio m minus n is to m plus n. Okay, it is a very, very important result. You need to remember. Now, remark number 3. We have got now AB, this line segment, and AB, this total line segment, and AQ, right? AQ. They are all in harmonic progression, right? AP, AB, AQ, they are all in harmonic progression. And we have AP by PB equal to m by n, that equal to AQ by BQ. These are very, very important remarks that those will be useful while doing the problems, right? Now we have a application oriented problem. Find the harmonic conjugate of 7, 5 with respect to 4, 2 and 9, 7. Here, how we will do this problem solution part? Let us take A as 4, 2, B as 9, 7, right? And we take this as x1, y1, x2, y2. They given that P as 7, 5, right? P 7, 5. Now we need to find Q, right? We need to find Q. Okay, the harmonic conjugate of 7, 5. P and Q are both, we told that they are the harmonic conjugates of A and B, right? Which divide, okay, AB in the ratio m is to n internally and externally. Now, what is our aim is, my dear students, we will get the ratio in which P 7, 5 dividing AB. Okay, that ratio is given by, now only we derived result number 1. That ratio is, this is x1, y1, x2, y2 means we did that ratio is nothing but x1 minus x is to x minus x2. M is to n, we are going to get, we proved it, x1 minus x is to x minus x2. And here this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2, and x comma y is this, right? X comma y is this. Now x1 minus x, that is 4 minus 7 is 2, right? We have got x1 minus x, 4 minus 7 is 2, x is what? 5 minus, right? 7, like this. X2, 5 minus 9, we have got like this. This is nothing but 4 minus 7 minus 3 is 2, 5 minus 9 minus 4, that is nothing but 3 is to 4. Now P is dividing this in the ratio 3 is to 4. Now we have got internal division. Okay, now in the same ratio Q also will divide AB externally in the ratio 3 is to 4. Then we will get the coordinates of Q, and then we will say that Q is the harmonic conjugate of AB. Okay, AB. Okay, harmonic conjugate of P with respect to AB, like that, because we told that P and Q both are called as harmonic conjugates with respect to A and B, means here they given P. Now we need to find Q. Okay, and to find Q we should get the ratio. Now only we got the ratio. Now we need to get the point Q which divides AB externally in the ratio 3:4. How we are going to get the external ratio division? Already I given you that. That is nothing but mx2 minus nx1 by m minus n, comma, my2 minus ny1 by m minus n, right? This is the point we have given to you. Now m is here, m is to n, we have like this, right? Now let us try to get that. M is here 3, x2 is 9 minus n, 4 into x1 is 4 by m minus n, that is minus 1, comma. Now m is what? 3. y2 is 7 minus n, 4. y1 is nothing but 2 divided by m minus n, minus 1. This is 9 threes. You have got 27 minus 16. That we are going to get, my dear students, that is nothing but fine. We will get that particular point, right? Fine. This is what we have here. Excuse me, sorry, we have got a little bit of mistake here. This is nothing but x. X is nothing but here, x is 7. 7 minus 9 is now minus 2, right? This is now 3:2. The ratio is now here 3:2, right? If it is 3:2, here in the place of n we need to take 2. Here also in the place of n we need to take 2. We did a small mistake. That is x minus x2. That is 7 minus 9. That is minus 2. Now minus 3:2 minus 2. That is 3:2, right? Now we will be getting this like this. 3 into 9, 27 minus 8. 27 minus 8. You are going to get 27 minus 8 by minus 1, comma, right? We are going to get that vertex, right? 3 into 9 minus 2 into 4 by 3 minus 2, and 3 into 7 minus 2 into 2 by 3 minus 2. That is now 27 minus 8 by 1, 21 minus 4 by 1. That is nothing but 19 comma 17. Therefore, this is what 19 comma 17 is the harmonic conjugate of P with respect to A and B. In this way, we will be getting this particular problem. My dear students, you please observe. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share it, and like it.